Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Ayodhya Kand, chapter number 83, to the banks of the Ganga. So far we have seen Bharatha refuse the crown multiple times, and then he asks Sumantra to rally the troops, and then Sumantra gets the chariot ready, and the people of Ayodhya are ecstatic that they are going to the forest to bring back Rama. And all of them are overjoyed and they hasten each other up, and the army chieftains are so happy to arrange the 4 different factions of the army. And in this particular chapter, we will see Bharatha and his vast retinue leave Ayodhya, accompanied by family priests and ministers and elephants and cavalry, army and citizens, and covering a long distance. They finally reached the banks of river Ganga at Shringavedpura. Verse 1. Tata samuttitha kalyam astaya syandana uttamam prayayu bharata shigram Rama darshana kaṅkshaya. Bharata woke before the break of day and, all in haste to see Rama, travelled fast in his chariot drawn by fleet horses. The term that Valmiki uses here is Rama darshana kaṅkshaya, that desire, the burning desire to see Rama, to take his darshan. That was the only thought in Bharata's brain. We have already seen the first test of sage Vashishta, wherein he plays music to wake Bharata up as if Bharata were the king. And Bharata immediately says, I am not the king. I am not the king. So this is when he was fast asleep. He still thought about his duty towards Rama and his actual dharma and everything. Now, this is a continuation of that sentiment. Bharata wakes up thinking about Lord Rama, and that burning desire, that kaṅkshaya to see Rama, Rama darshana, it's the impetus for Bharata to get up early and start driving towards the forest. Verse 2. Agrataha prayayustasya sarve mantri purodasa Adiruhya hayay yuktan rathan surya ratha upaman. The ministers and priests preceded Bharata in cars resplendent as the rising sun. Verse 3. Navanaga sahasrani kalpitani yathavidi anvayur bharatam yantam ikshivaku kula nandanam. 9,000 elephants were arranged to follow Bharata, the delight of the race of the Ikshivakus, as he set out. Verse 4. Shashthi rata sahasrani dhanvino vividha ayudha anvayor bharatam yantam rajaputram yashasvinam. 60,000 chariots and many archers holding weapons of all kinds followed the illustrious Prince Bharata as he went into the forest. Verse 5. Shatam sahasrani ashvanam samarudhani raghavam anvayor bharatam yantam satyasandham jitendriyam. 100,000 horses, each mounted by a rider, followed Bharata, he who adheres to truth and he who has conquered his senses. In verses 4 and 5, Valmiki describes Bharata. So the first one is Rajaputram, that means the son of a king, or the fact that Bharata is a prince. And he specifies that because a prince usually lives in a palace. But Bharata is voluntarily rejecting the palace and going to the forest for Rama. The next one is Yashasvinam. That means highly illustrious, very famous. And what is Bharata most famous for? It is his love for Rama. That is the meaning of true fame. The third description that is mentioned in verse 5 is Satya Sandham. That means very strict towards truth, always adhering to the truth. And what was Bharata's truth? He mentioned this in the earlier chapters of Ayodhya. He said that he is the servant of Lord Ram and Rama is the king of Ayodhya. This is the truth, and therefore Bharata adheres to this one truth, that he is always Rama's servant. The next description is Jitendriyam. Indriya means senses, and Jitendriya means the one who has conquered his senses. So, to better understand this particular terminology as to why Valmiki refers to Bharata as a Jitendriya, let us go to Bhagavad Gita 5.7. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvam api na lipyate. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. So Bharata is a pure soul who always works in devotion and has controlled his mind and senses. And everyone loves him so very much. Why? Because he is the one who is taking everyone to Rama. So everyone loves Bharata very much. The last sentence is Kurvanapi na lipyate. Although engaged in work, that person is never entangled. This is the precise way to describe Bharata. Although he ruled Ayodhya for 14 years, he was not the least entangled because he always knew that Rama is the true proprietor and he is merely acting out of Rama's orders. And sage Valmiki, the very sagacious Bhakta, reveals certain things in a very subtle fashion. So this is the revelation of Bharata's future actions, that even though he is going to rule Ayodhya, he is going to do that under the strict orders of Lord Rama. And he, Bharata, is not the least entangled by it. And Bharata's actions make this entire world very happy, because he teaches the world that we are not the proprietor, only Lord Rama is the proprietor. Verse 6. Kaikeyi cha Sumitra cha Kaushalya cha Yashasvini Rama anayana samkrishta yayur yanena bhasvata. Kaikeyi, Sumitra, and the illustrious Kaushalya rode in resplendent chariots, delighted at the thought of Rama's return to Ayodhya. So the three main wives of King Dasharatha were overjoyed at the prospect of seeing Rama come back to Ayodhya. And why does Valmiki mention Kaikeyi's name first? Why? Because he wants the readers to know that Kaikeyi now repents her actions and she too is invested in Bharata's project to bring Rama back to Ayodhya. That's the reason why he first mentions Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi is Samhrishta, extremely delighted at the thought of Rama's return to Ayodhya. Kaikeyi was the one who drove Rama away, and now she is delighted because she knows that what Bharata is doing is correct. Her greed has finally vanished. Her selfishness has gone away, and now she knows the error of her ways, and she realizes that what she has done is wrong, and now she wants to rectify the situation. So she too goes to Rama. In the earlier chapters of Ayodhya, we saw that Kaikeyi was extremely cruel in how she recites her two boons and how she drives Rama away into the forest. And yet, right now, she has that hope that Rama would still be loving towards her. That's the reason why she's going to the forest. This is a hope that all of us should also have. That no matter what we do, if we just turn towards Rama and say, "Oh Rama, we made a mistake. I'm extremely sorry. Please forgive me," Rama will. So Ramayana not only teaches us the ideal behavior, it also teaches us what to do when we don't behave ideally. And the only answer is that we take the shelter of Lord Rama. That is the solution to every problem, every question that we have. There is just one solution. Take the shelter of the Lord. Of course, Sumitra goes to the forest to see her beloved son Lakshmana, and Mother Kaushalya is going to see her beloved son Rama, but it's given that Kaushalya and Sumitra would go because both their sons, and especially Kaushalya's daughter-in-law, her beloved daughter-in-law, Mother Sita, is also in the forest. Therefore, it is a given that Sumitra and Kaushalya would go to the forest along with Bharata, but the fact that Kaikeyi is the first person that Valmiki mentions in this particular verse is enough proof for us, the readers, to know that Kaikeyi's mind had changed. Her selfishness and her greed have vanished, and she now repents and she is back to her original form as the mother of Rama and Bharat. Verse 7. Prayatah cha arya samghata ramam drashtum sa lakshmanam tasya eva cha katah chitra kurvana khrishta manasa. Groups of venerable and noble men with their hearts jubilant followed Bharata to see Rama again with Lakshmana. And they recounted the marvelous exploits of that hero to each other by saying the following words. So Mother Sita is not mentioned here because Sita is not readily visible to a lot of people. Another point is Rama and Sita are one entity. So when we say we are going to see Rama, it means that you're seeing Sita and Rama together. Another interpretation is that noble men won't say that they want to see a particular lady, they will say they want to see Rama. As well as right now over here, they are all interested in seeing Rama because when Rama returns to Ayodhya, both Sita and Lakshmana will automatically follow him. Now, another very important point is what should be the topic of conversation for Arya Sanghata, for groups of Arya people, for noble people? What should be the topic of conversation? They always spoke about the Rama-katha, the stories of Lord Rama. That is the only topic of conversation that noble people have. We should always sing the glories of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 10.9, Lord Krishna extols the value of speaking about him. Machita matgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss enlightening one another and conversing about me. The purport says this: pure devotees, whose characteristics are mentioned here, engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing Him with other devotees. And this is precisely what is happening with the Ayodhyavasis. The presence of Bharatha, the supreme devotee of Lord Rama, acted as a catalyst that revived their inner love for Rama. And we already saw in the previous chapter that all of them turned from worrying about themselves to being completely immersed in Lord Rama. And now they are running towards the Lord, and they're busy glorifying His wonderful pastimes with one another. And this way, the entire journey is full of transcendental bliss. This is how we can truly be happy. When we continue to glorify the Lord at all times, we can always be happy.